I normally work in a cubicle, but since the pandemic, my home is now my office, my dining room table, now my desk. As all of us make major shifts of our workspaces, experts say when we return to the office, our mindsets will need to shift too.
We're going to go back to the days where we have barriers put in place to separate employees and to maintain distance among employees. So I think it will be a major upheaval for organizations to reconfigure their workspaces that way.
International real estate firm Cushman and Wakefield is offering options. It worked with firms in China after the pandemic subsided and offices reopened.
A lot of learnings after returning over 1 million people in China. A handful of them that come to mind. Number one, the government or public health authorities, landlords and tenants all collaborating together and looking at this as a public health issue together has been incredibly useful for our folks in China. It goes a long way in terms of getting everybody on the same page and setting expectations. Of course, the screening processes, whether it be temperature checks or other screening processes, balancing those with maintaining privacy and leveraging the appropriate technology to do so with contact tracing.
Cushman and Wakefield came up with this promotional video of a prototype design showing how an office might look with post-pandemic adjustments. It starts with the elevator ride, complete with a sticker on the ground designating a so-called safe zone. Once you've arrived in the office, take note of that tape on the floor and circular marks surrounding the desks. That shows the areas of your coworkers' personal space.
It comes down to some basic concepts, things like colored carpet, or in a less sophisticated or expensive application, taping off what 6 feet workstations look like. So it's very visual.
There are disposable paper mats for your desk. And what about the issue of movement around the office? Well, that may require offices to expand.
So for example, all traffic flow in the office maybe goes clockwise or counterclockwise to avoid folks passing each other. And thinking about entrances and exits, well, clearly mark one as an entrance, another as an exit. That also will prevent people from passing each other in that doorway.
If you don't have the luxury of a large office space, reinforcements can help. UV light and air filters, as well as physical barriers.
In some cases, installing plexiglass or some other form of sneeze or cough guards to give folks additional insurance.
But some worry with the focus on safety, socializing will suffer.
In my own research, we found that the more isolation that employees experience or perceive, that has a negative impact on a number of important outcomes. Their satisfaction with their work. I think it can certainly lead to stress. It can undermine well-being. I mean, we're inherently kind of social animals, and to take that away from people, I think, is can be damaging.
Consultants say such changes don't necessarily mean a complete reinvention, but a rethinking of how best to balance old ways with the new normal. Frances Coe, CGTN.